Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Under Sheriff Matt Freeman.
That's a great way to kick off a party and a celebration. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the San Francisco Police Department Lion Dance Team. My name is Matthew Freeman, and I am the Undersheriff for the City and County of San Francisco Sheriff's Office. And it is my honor and my pleasure to serve as your master of ceremonies for today's event, for this auspicious occasion. And I cannot tell you enough how happy the men and women that wear this uniform are of the person that we are going to swear in as sheriff today. And welcome to San Francisco's crown jewel, this beautiful San Francisco City Hall. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, if I could please ask you to stand for the presentation of the colors and the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing as we invite Alondra Gutron to the podium to sing our nation's national anthem.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
About who? Color guard, post colors, who?
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause for Alondra Gutron and the San Francisco Sheriff's Department Color Guard? Thank you. Please be seated. I would like to take this opportunity to recognize some of our dear guests, some of our electeds, and important people here in the city and county of San Francisco. And if you could hold your applause until I complete each group, I would appreciate it. Our city and county of San Francisco elected Board of Supervisor members: Norman Yee, President of the Board, District 7. Dean Preston, Board of Supervisor, District 5. Raphael Mandelman, Board of Supervisor, District 8. Asha Safai, Board of Supervisor, District 11. Ladies and gentlemen, our County Board of Supervisors. Our District Attorney, Chesa Boudin. Our Public Defender, Manhar Raju. Our Assessor Recorder, Carmen Chu. And our Treasurer, Jose Cisneros. We are honored and pleased to have members from our state government present today. Attorney General of the State of California, Javier Becerra. State Board of Equalization, State of California, Malia Cohen. Treasurer, State of California, Fiona Ma. Assembly Member, State of California, Philip Ting. Ladies and gentlemen, our State of California. We work with some of the finest public safety partners in any jurisdiction in the entire country. Our public safety partners: Chief of Police, San Francisco Police Department, William Scott. San Francisco Fire Department, Fire Chief, Janine Nicholson. Chief of Adult Probation Department, City and County of San Francisco, Karen Fletcher. We are truly honored here today to have someone that we work very closely with and are very fortunate to have that opportunity. Sheriff of the San Mateo County, Carlos Bolanos. And his Undersheriff, Mark Robbins. City and County of San Francisco has some of the finest public servants in any jurisdiction in California, if not the entire country. Our City Administrator, Naomi Kelly. San Francisco Public Utilities Commission General Manager, Harlan Kelly. And I really enjoy working with our Department of Public Works Director, Mohammed Nuru. Events such as these simply can't go off as well as they do without the hard work of our City and County of San Francisco Chief of Protocol, Charlotte Schultz. And no one that's been around City Hall for any length of time knows that we cannot go without thanking Director of Mayor's Special Events, Martha Cohen. We'd like to thank all the City and County of San Francisco commissioners for all the work that you do. We'd like to thank all of the City and County of San Francisco department heads. Certainly want to thank all of the current members of the San Francisco Sheriff's Department and the many retired members that I see here in attendance today. It's wonderful to see your faces. You all look younger, I look older. Need to do something about that. The sworn command staff of the San Francisco County Sheriff's Department and our entire management team, thank you all for being here. I'd also like to do a special shout out, and maybe if we applaud loud enough, I'm sure they can hear it upstairs. In case you didn't know, there was another inauguration here in San Francisco City Hall this morning. How about a round of applause for our mayor, London Breed? At this time, I would like to invite to the podium Father Tom Hamilton of St. Gabriel Church for our invocation.
Public service is an invitation to a life of personal devotion and sacrifice. Today, we entrust the important work of leadership in our Sheriff's Department to Paul Miyamoto. We offer him our good wishes and our sincere support today and in the days ahead. Please join me then in a spirit of prayer and of hope. O God of many names, known by many signs throughout this beautiful world, we pause during this celebration to invoke your blessing upon Paul, chosen for service as sheriff. Please support him with the ability to confront the challenges that will inevitably come, making judgments that are in the best interests of this exceptional community of San Francisco. May his service be typified by patience, courage, civility, honesty, and loyalty. In the name of all that is good and holy, we offer this prayer in humility and praise. And we all say together, Amen.
Thank you, Father. For the last 4 years, this agency has had the pleasure to serve under outgoing Sheriff Vicki Hennessy. Sheriff Hennessy would have loved to have been here today, but just last week she underwent hip surgery and unfortunately could not be in attendance today. I'm sure that she would have liked nothing more than to be here to wish Paul all the best and encouragement as he assumes office of the sheriff. She did, however, leave for Paul and for all of us a video message.
Hi, Sheriff Paul. Vicki Hennessy here from room 456, City Hall, the Sheriff's Office, coming to you through the magic of video. I regret I can't be here today for your swearing-in ceremony. However, I am sending you and your family my congratulations, best wishes, and deep appreciation for the service you have given to the San Francisco Sheriff's Department and the city and county. There is nothing quite like your first day on the job as sheriff. The pomp, the ceremony, the love you feel from your supporters, and the expectations. Enjoy every moment. As soon as you've taken your oath, you will hit the ground running. Just remember, the sheriff's job is a marathon, not a sprint. This is a demanding job where you will feel the glare of the spotlight, whether you want to or not. As you know, the one constant will be your family. I know you will continue to make time for them, and you will be successful no matter what you do. You have the respect of the rank and the file. You are already building relationships with our criminal justice stakeholders. You are already a community leader, and you have the benefit of more than 23 years experience serving in this department. I know that you will bring these multiple perspectives to your new position. Paul, you are the right person for the right time who will take up the sheriff's mantle. And about those expectations, I expect great things from you. So, Paul, congratulations. You've earned it. Now, get to work.
You don't look nervous. I think I might be more nervous than you. Well, the big moment, the swearing in of the 37th sheriff of the city and county of San Francisco is but minutes away. I would like to take a brief moment and share with you some information about the office of the sheriff and the awesome responsibility that one assumes when holding the esteemed title of sheriff. There are 58 counties in the state of California, and as required by the state constitution, each county must have a sheriff, and the sheriff shall be elected. The office of the sheriff is not simply another department of the county government. The office of the sheriff is a statutory, constitutional office having exclusive powers and authority under state law and/or the state constitution. The county sheriff serves multiple constituencies: the county board of supervisors when executing county laws and ordinances, the state attorney general when enforcing state laws as a peace officer, and as an officer of the Superior Court in and for the city and county of San Francisco. And of course, the sheriff ultimately serves all of the people and communities of their county, and in our case, city and county. The management and leadership of the San Francisco County Sheriff's Office is no small task and will test the skills and abilities of the brightest and strongest of leaders. Our department is authorized for 946 sworn peace officers, 130 professional support staff, and 98 sheriff cadets. The sheriff is responsible for leading and managing a workforce approaching 1,200 employees, spanning 4 divisions, with an annual operating budget north of $150 million. This includes, in part, the operation of 4 distinct jail facilities, judicial protection and court security at 4 separate courthouses, execution of all civil processes in the city and county, operation of 3 community-based sites, offering a myriad of services to those criminal justice involved, robust criminal, internal affairs, and background investigation units, an emergency services unit to include a Type 2 law enforcement mobile field force, and a special response team to deal with critical incidents that occur in the jurisdiction of the sheriff. General law enforcement and public safety services for the Department of Public Health at Zuckerberg San Francisco General Hospital and Laguna Honda Hospital, 10 Department of Public Health neighborhood clinics, the Department of Emergency Management, the San Francisco Main Public Library, and yes, here in the crown jewel of San Francisco, our beautiful City Hall, and much, much more, all supported by our training and personnel units. The daily operation of a law enforcement agency this size in a city and county as eclectic, diverse, dynamic, and yes, challenging as ours, requires the right person for the right time. A native of San Francisco, a graduate of Lowell High School, a husband, a father who lives in and has raised his family in our city, a 23-plus year record of service to this agency and the people of San Francisco, a leader that holds himself accountable first and by example will expect the best from all who work for this agency, a person of the highest integrity, character, and moral compass. Paul Miyamoto embodies, if not exceeds, all of the core elements required to be the sheriff of San Francisco. And sir, the deputies are 10-8 in service. They have assumed their posts. They are eager and they are ready to receive your direction. Paul Miyamoto. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a real pleasure at this time to invite to the stage for the oath of office, State of California Attorney General Javier Becerra. I would also like to invite to the stage Sheriff-elect Paul Miyamoto. Also coming to the stage, I think you can hear me. Also coming to the stage will be Paul's mother, Ella, his wife, Leanne, and his children. He has his own entry team, by the way. Melanie, Jordan, Joseph, Marissa, and Maya.
Paul Miyamoto, do me a favor. Please raise your right hand and place your left hand on the Bible. I will ask you to repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Paul Miyamoto,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter, and during such time as I hold the office of the Sheriff for the City and County of San Francisco.
of the Sheriff of the City and County of San Francisco.
I present to you Sheriff Miyamoto.
I guess I'm supposed to say something right now. Hang on 1 second while I get my notes. Oh. That's not a great start, but good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Attorney General Javier Becerra, and to all of you who are here today in celebration of the office of Sheriff. I have many people to thank for this moment. All of you here today have played roles and given support for my rise through the ranks and my occasional dissent. I begin by thanking my mom and my dad, Phil and Ella Miyamoto. My dad is in the hospital today and couldn't make it, unfortunately, but my mom is here for both of them, and I just wanted to recognize her for the person that she is. Growing up, my mother was a very strong advocate for both me and my brother when we were very young as we went through the school system here in the public schools in San Francisco. She was actively involved in our education to the point where even after we graduated, she continued to volunteer her time and service, both with Coleman Advocates for Children and Youth, all the way up to the state PTSA level, where she volunteered for many years and was so effective as a leader in the PTSA to work to improve the lives of the children and the educational system that we have here in California. My father's family immigrated to San Francisco around the time of the earthquake of 1906, and during that time built a successful dry cleaning business. And some of my family is here today, and I just want to thank them for being here as well. World War II happened, and the federal government ordered the internment of Americans of Japanese ancestry, which included the Miyamotos. Our family lost everything here in San Francisco and were forcibly relocated to Heart Mountain in Wyoming for the first part of the war. Did they give up? Of course not. In fact, my grandfather's three brothers, Shig, Mitch, and George, enlisted and proudly fought for the United States as part of the most decorated unit in military history, the 442nd Regimental Combat Team. Lucky for me, after the war, the Miyamotos returned to San Francisco and began anew. My father grew up and became an attorney. He practiced law for the state of California and actually became an appellate level judge for the Workers' Compensation Review Board. I share this with you because this is my family. They are the role models who influenced me. They faced adversity and racial discrimination, and yet they responded with grace, strength, and grit, and actually became civil servants. The Miyamotos became the change they wanted to see. They embodied resilience. Inspired by my family's tradition of service, I chose to join the San Francisco Sheriff's Department over 23 years ago to try to make a difference in people's lives. Every day, I don this uniform and serve our city with some of the finest people I know. People like our outgoing sheriff, who has been a role model and mentor to me. She is the first to actually rise through our ranks and become sheriff, and she's also the first female to serve as the sheriff of San Francisco. I'm honored to have worked for and with Vicki Hennessy, and even though she's not here, I'd like to ask for a round of applause for her and her contributions. It's really wonderful because I serve with people who put other people first, who ensure public and individual safety, both inside the criminal justice system, in the jails and the courts, and outside in the community. We take pride in all of our work serving San Francisco. I'm honored to call all of you my colleagues and serve as the sheriff for the next 4 years. You all embody resilience to me. We as department members have been at the forefront of some of the toughest challenges facing the city, including an increase in the number of individuals who are incarcerated who suffer from behavioral health issues. Not surprisingly, this has challenged our infrastructure and our staff. We share these challenges across all our city agencies and with our justice and public safety partners. We collaborate to build and nurture relationships and trust, and to provide services to everyone. In response to our changing populations, we've created psychiatric sheltered living units, which provide consistent care and structure. Our behavioral health assistant teams, comprised of both trained deputies and Department of Public Health specialists, are supporting people incarcerated, collaborating and coordinating care and individual treatment for people housed in all of these different units. And it's making a positive difference in their lives, creating new hope for their successful reentry into our communities. As the department moves forward, you can expect more of this from my staff and myself. Care, compassion, and collaboration. I started my career with the department back in 1996. It has shaped me in more ways than I can count. On my very first day, my training deputy sent me on an errand, which made me late for the shift I was scheduled to relieve. The deputy on duty at the time was not very happy with me for being late, but the both of us overcame that initial stumble. We fell in love and were married 5 years later, and that was my wife, Leanne, who you all just met. I wanted to recognize Leanne for who she is, and also my children who were introduced to you earlier, Melanie, Jordan, and the triplets, Joseph, Marissa, and Maya, if you guys could stand. Come on, stand up. They have been my source of personal strength and love, and I wanted to thank them with all of my heart. Leanne and the children have supported and inspired me every step of this journey. They bring me joy and happiness. At the department, we have a faith in others to change for the better. As a young deputy working on the 6th floor of the Hall of Justice, I connected with a man who suffered from addiction. He would get sober in jail, build confidence, overcome his challenges, get released, and then relapse out in the community over and over, time and time again. Inevitably, he'd end up back as an incarcerated person. Most of you know that story and hear it. We in the department actually live it and see it every day. But you know what? That individual never gave up. And I didn't give up on him either. I saw something of myself in him, someone from the same ethnic and cultural background, on a different path, but for one or two choices. Eventually, his commitment to stay sober stuck. He made changes and then went back into the community and served the community. And he's a mentor to many others in the community. I see him out there every day with Asian Rehabilitation Services. I really am proud to say that he is one of my friends out there in the community, and to see him there every day gives me some strength. He actually embodies my father's favorite quote, which is to never give up. This mantra of resilience follows me along with my family story of optimism and persistence in the face of internment, not just to survive, but to give back and commit to serving the very nation that placed hardships on our family. My family has guided me. Their positive attitude will make a mark on the San Francisco Sheriff's Department over the next 4 years. I actually lost my first election back in 2011. 8 years later, I am the first Asian American in history to be elected to be sheriff in the state of California. So please. I just want to end with my father's quote, and I want to say to him also as he lies in his hospital bed, never give up. Thank you.
Because of who I am and the way I was raised, I can no longer say, hey, Paul, good morning, Paul, because now he will be addressed as sheriff. And ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for our sheriff, Paul Miyamoto. This is kind of mean now that you've sat down. Ladies and gentlemen, if I could please ask you to stand for the retrieval of the colors. Makes you proud to work for law enforcement when you see that. How about a round of applause for the color guard? Thank you very much. You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings to a close our celebration today, our swearing in of the 37th Sheriff. I hope each and every one of you enjoyed your time here with us today. If you are so inclined and interested, the Sheriff will be receiving guests and visitors in the Sheriff's office on the 4th floor, room 456. That's the corner of the building over there. We would ask at this time that members of the public remain seated until such time that the Sheriff, the electeds, and the city department heads have had an opportunity to exit the rotunda. Thank you very much for being here today.